It's the mind behind the curtain with your hosts, Alex and Jose.
Yeah!
How y'all doing? Get ready.
What's up, Jose?
Oh, we gotta do this. Oh, yeah. Everything universal. Positive and negative.
Positive and negative.
And the good.
Yeah, people. Welcome back to another episode of The Mind Behind the Curtain. Welcome back to our second episode of coming back, making it back.
Yes.
And
it's good to be back, though. Good to be back.
Doesn't it feel good to be back?
Yes.
Feels good, right?
Yeah.
Feels good. And I'm glad that you guys have us back in your home, in your tablets, in your cell phones. Please subscribe. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And
thumbs up.
Tell other people.
Or thumbs down.
If you don't like it, thumbs down. It's all right. We won't take it personal.
But leave some comments. Leave some comments.
Leave us some comments.
And give us some advice if you have any, what you want to hear from us, what kind of topics you want us to drop, whatever.
That's right.
You know?
And today we're talking about movies. This is the film segment, all about movies segment, in the mind behind the curtain.
Yeah.
The entertainment portion of the channel.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I mean, why not?
Why not?
Okay.
So there's a movie that we want to talk to you about, and I enjoyed it. And maybe Jose didn't enjoy it as much as I did, but
you told me not to look up.
Yeah,
look it up.
it's called Don't Look Up. Don't look up, bro. Don't look up. It's a Netflix film. It's one of the
interesting title.
Yeah, it's one of the #1 movies right now on Netflix, according to Variety. Variety. And you got a great cast. The cast is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a legend like Meryl Streep in it. Kate Blanchett. Oh my God.
DiCaprio.
DiCaprio, props. Amazing actor.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, come on. And the list goes on. You got
Tyler Perry.
Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
And then there were some cameos then by Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi.
With
Kid
Ariana Grande. Yeah, and Ariana Grande was in there too. Another great actor that is coming up, and I saw him in Dune. Timothy Chalamet, whatever he has to pronounce his name. Yeah. But man, let's get right into it.
Interesting movie.
Like I said, I loved it.
Yeah, I did. It was entertaining, but it wasn't only about the entertainment aspect of it. And a lot of people are just going to look at it as a movie. Right. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to find what we find in it.
That's right. And that's the thing that we, Jose and I, when we watch movies, we always dissect it and go outside the box, and we see all the subliminal messages that are put out there, whether it was intentionally done. Yeah, the ideology, the philosophy behind it. Sometimes, we conjure up some stuff, and perhaps the director, the producer, the writer didn't mean to, put that message behind it, but we come up with our we come up with our own theories. You know.
Even though sometimes they're conspiracy, other times they feel like they're fact.
That's right.
Right.
Well, let's start right from the title. As soon as I saw the title, I was just like, "Don't Look Up." I love the title because if you really think about it, how much do you spend looking up into the sky? Not a lot of people spend enough time looking towards the sky. Man.
I always do. But
you do because you meditate and all that.
Yeah, but before that, just the title itself. I didn't even know anything about the movie.
Yeah.
I said, "Don't Look Up." I'm like, what is this about? Like, Don't Look Up. I'm like,
I think I mentioned it to you, right?
You just told me what.
And you were like, what is that?
What? Yeah. And then I was just like, okay, I got to watch this. It sounds pretty good. And when I watched it, I was just like, okay, I know what this is about. I know what's going on.
What was your first thoughts about the movie? What did you think it was about?
Well, on a conspiracy level or on a fact level?
Bring it on the conspiracy, because we love conspiracies.
On a conspiracy level, I feel like it's showing us what's happening now in some sense, in some way, okay? And I'm talking about how they portray a meteor gonna hit,
Mm-hmm.
but did it actually hit Earth? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hold on. Wait. Let's go back. Those people who haven't watched the movie, you better turn the shit off.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, because we're gonna spoil this movie.
Yeah,
out of it, and we don't want you to like get the spoilers.
Yeah,
because you might not enjoy it. But
I was about to say the whole thing.
you know what? I'm the kind of guy that I love reading the spoilers, bro.
I hate that shit.
I know, and there's people that don't like it, right?
I'll tell you why
I like
hate
it.
that shit.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
When I was a kid, my brother just finished going to freaking see Star Wars and shit like that, and I'm about to go.
Right.
You know, I went to go get my ticket, came back home, I'm relaxed and chilled out. I'm gonna go. I waited in line for 2 hours, dude. My brother comes home and he goes, "Guess what?" I'm like, "What?" "Darth Vader's Luke Skywalker's father."
Oh! Now, and you think about that now. That's one of the most epic moments in film history.
Thank you.
Like, damn.
And that's why I hate spoilers, because I always think back then, and I'm
right.
like, do I really want to know anything?
Right.
Because it might ruin the whole entire movie for me.
Right.
Because when it comes up to that scene, you're like, oh shit, this is where it's gonna happen.
Well,
I'm gonna go get popcorn.
Perhaps for such an epic movie, I agree. Don't listen to the spoilers. But for a movie like this on Netflix, I mean, I wouldn't mind hearing the spoilers. But again, spoiler alert. We're gonna talk about this, and we're gonna talk about the movie and the ending and everything that happened.
Well, I was about to bring up the ending anyway right away. I just had to hold back.
The reason why we want to talk about that is because you know, I don't know if you noticed, and I don't know if the audience can agree with us, but I know you and I agree with this. Yeah. That every end of the year, especially since 2012, when they said before that, they always said, there's a meteorite or a meteor approaching Earth. Meteorite is a meteorite is once the meteor hits Earth. That's they call it the meteorite. Yeah. And a meteor, if I'm right, I don't know, I might be wrong, but the meteor is flying through the heavens and the sky and the universe. Yeah. And they always say that there is one approaching Earth and it might collide with Earth. There was one just in 2020, end of 2020. Remember when they were saying, "Oh, there's a meteor." I remember going to work and I remember you calling me and you're like, "Dude, did you hear?" And I'm like, "Turn on the radio. Fuck, it's all over the news." Yeah. So I did. I turned on the radio and they were just talking about that. How this meteor was approaching Earth and they might be an imminent collision. So every year they always talk about these meteors that come close to Earth. But this movie...
And I think there's a reason behind that too, that because they're going to... I'm not even going to say that. We're talking about movies. We're not talking about...
But this is what it's about.
Yeah, I know, but at the same
because
time,
it's
I'm
a
going
conspiracy.
out of that realm, you know what I mean?
You know, the movie is about the planet killer. They refer to it as the planet killer. Yeah. Basically, this meteor that is going to approach Earth and collide with Earth and destroy all human life as we know it. Yeah. And I like how they made a parody on the government who was in charge of first blowing up the meteor, right? Mm-hmm. Which was the government, the American administration run by the president, who was played by Meryl Streep. Yeah. And the president, President Orlean, she at first she dismissed it. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's the parody. Like it kind of, to me, the way I saw it was like, this is how a lot of the presidents dismissed the virus. The virus. You know, the coronavirus. Everybody's like, "Oh, don't worry, it's not gonna kill. Yeah, it's not gonna kill nobody." No. But when she saw it as an opportunity to boost her numbers and to get her votes.
Now this is where I was gonna go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you finish it.
No, I'm saying this is where it shows the facts. Okay, it shows corporations are the ones who control that entity and of the political side of things, right? Yeah.
And that's a subliminal message.
Yeah, and that's when you see this guy that had the cell phone company Blur. No, what was it called?
It wasn't
Bash.
Yeah, Bash.
Okay, he has a cell phone company, telecommunications company, whatever, named Bash, and he's supposed to be to me, acting like a Bill Gates that owns Microsoft.
Yeah, played by Mark Rylance.
Rylance, yeah. And then basically, to me, it felt like it was telling you, hey, politicians don't have control. It's the corporations that got control. Now, I don't know how many people out there got that message.
Yeah.
But that was very clear.
Well, even in the movie, they said, oh, well, this guy, Peter Hirschfeld, played by Mark Rylance, or whatever his name is, Rylance. He, amazing actor, by the way he played it.
Oh, he was just,
so good, so on point.
He kind of reminded me of like an Elon Musk and a Bill Gates merged.
Yeah, kind of like that, and perhaps a little bit of Steve Jobs.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And, but nerdy type.
Yeah.
And billionaire.
Yeah.
And he and they said it. They said, well, this is the guy that basically funds our administration.
Yeah.
You know, so
he's a lobbyist.
He has the last call on things. And the way he yelled at Meryl Streep at one point.
No,
like,
I want to talk to you now.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, hold on. He just said that to the president?
He referred to her as the first name too. She's like Michelle or whatever her name was. She was like, get out of here
right now.
Like, she runs out. She's like, oh my God.
And that's
how it could be.
No, that's how it is.
That's how it is.
That's how it is, boy. Like, seriously, man. Like, it's showing you certain subliminal messages into this.
Yeah, very subliminal messages.
If you really dissect it the way we do, you'll see them all. You'll see them all.
That's right.
And a lot of movies you should dissect yourself because you're going to see subliminal messages. Like Total Recall, I saw a lot. Just the other night, I just saw that. The newest version of it.
Yeah, and you know, and to touch on that point, it's like even when people watch these movies, you know, even though they don't see these subliminal messages, or if they don't catch on to how can I say it, the mirror reality that these shows or these movies are showing you to what's currently happening or what has happened, then you won't get them, but unconsciously they're going into your brain. Like you're
the
still
back of your mind.
You're still
register it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
it files it away. Basically.
But pointing them out, and this is why I like spoilers, because even though we're spoiling the movie for you with this explanation of all these subliminal messages, we're telling you why we really like this.
Yeah.
This is the reason why we enjoy watching these kind of movies, because you're like, oh damn, these actors had the audacity to make fun of Trump.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was hardcore.
It was a parody on Trump and how
it was so clear that it was about that. Just with the hats alone and the logos you were wearing on their shirts. Right. It was like boom.
And it's no lie that a lot of A-list actors in Hollywood hated Trump.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say hated, but disliked Trump.
Okay.
Like you got Robert De Niro, and Robert De Niro hated Trump. There was a lot of these actors that did not like Trump. Yeah. And there's a reason why they didn't like Trump. You know? And but we can get into that.
The Apprentice?
Yeah, man. And you know, but you gotta be careful who you make fun of, because you know, and when you're average guys like us, you never know what could happen to us. They could be sending somebody to take us.
Another subliminal message.
So hey, man, all the power to you, Trump.
Yeah.
Glad you're not a president anymore. But anyway,
that's why you don't have a hotel here anymore.
That's right. Hope they get rid of that shit, man. So anyway, so then the other thing is that Jonah Hill. You know, Jonah Hill was the epitome of materialistic asshole, materialistic asshole.
Yeah.
You know, and I loved how when he was at some conference, or not a conference, or when he was doing a speech in front of all the president's supporters, they started booing him because they realized that they'd been lied to as well. It reminded me of all the rednecks, all the Trump supporters that rushed the Capitol.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
At that moment in time, I was looking at that and I was just like, oh my God, it's so in your face.
So in your face.
People don't see it.
Some people don't, because they don't relate it. And the other thing too, it's almost like we're suffering from this like short-term memory, bro. We forgot everything that Trump did wrong, and everything wrong that happened during his administration.
Amnesia.
But yeah, exactly. But this movie is giving us a reminder of it, right? It kind of reminds us of it. Let's get into. Oh yeah, go ahead.
But I also saw a little bit of Biden up in there too.
Oh yeah,
because
For sure.
When she's playing the president, she's so stupid.
Yeah.
And she says the stupidest things when she plays the president. And it sounded like it was Biden.
Yeah,
the
Biden,
way he was.
Yeah, Biden, Trump.
Yeah, like, we have to still administrate the vaccination for the 40 people.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, so wrong.
And I was like, 40 people are left only to get the vaccination? What?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Biden.
The way, I mean,
but
the way that they portray these characters, it's really, again, it's like a mirror of reality.
It's brilliant, though.
And it's because at the end of the day, we always talk about who runs the government. Mm-hmm. Is it the rich? Is it the elite? Is it this? Mm-hmm. But right now, for example, it's the scientists, bro. The scientists, the doctors that are like up in the front, in front of your face, saying, this is what we gotta do.
But those scientists are getting paid by the corporations,
of course,
to push it.
Yeah, of course.
And that's the
these let's get right into it. The pharmaceutical companies that are pushing out all these vaccines. Yeah. They're the ones that are funding all these propaganda, all this marketing.
And who's behind that? Bill Gates, which is the guy who played.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why it kind of reminded me.
And Bill Gates became like a self-proclaimed scientist.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he knows
he's
everything
the world
about
doctor.
And he's the world. And he's the virologist and everything.
He's
just like in this movie. This guy knows everything about asteroids.
Exactly. All of a sudden, and that's when the scientists go, "Wait a minute. Do you know anything about asteroids? Are you a scientist?" And they attacked him. Yeah. Right? So it was science against science to me. That's what it felt like.
Oh, 100%.
Because science is basically what it is. It's educating yourself with what's the word I'm looking for? Oh no,
I would say trial and error, but maybe it's not the word that you're using. No. But when you're at a lab experimenting and trying new ways to figure stuff out, there's a lot of trial and error involved.
Exactly. It's finding a result for a solution.
Like right now, what we're going through, we're going through a trial right now.
Yeah.
So we're under a trial basis to see if this vaccine is efficient or what this vaccine is going to do to humans. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Long term.
Exactly. So same thing with this, and to touch on that is that in the movie, going back to the movie. And again, a spoiler alert. They first decide to like blow up this meteor, right? They want to blow it up.
Yeah, they want to
change its course.
Change its course. Yeah.
But then somehow someone that was working for this billionaire, who is a meteor expert, right? Mm-hmm. He somehow finds that this meteor has a lot of precious minerals. Yeah. Just like exactly like in reality about that Momona,
the one that came and
went, meteorite that was, and they were like, oh, we can actually go in there and mine that meteorite. Yeah. Remember? Yeah. When they were saying, hey, we can go and mine again, Hollywood.
But that's what parody of reality. That's what they still want to do, though.
They still want to go and mine that meteor.
And they don't only want to mine that one, they want to mine other ones as well that are out there coming this way, but they want to get there before they do get this way, right? Exactly. And knock them off course as well.
Now, that's the other thing, that the subliminal message beside that from a conspiracy side is that how did our moon get here? And was our moon a meteor that actually got slowed down, brought into the orbit close enough for us to mine it?
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say in the beginning before I didn't say spoiler or anything, or before we didn't, did it actually hit Earth, or was it the moon that got hit and then
the moon broke
apart and hit Earth? Yeah. And destroyed Earth, right?
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, that right now they're making all these movies about the moon.
Exactly.
And moon exploration, like going back to the moon and the moon blowing up, the moon being hollow.
Yeah, the one with Halle Berry coming out.
It looks good.
Yeah, that looks awesome. That looks really sick. But they're all talking about the moon exploding or coming apart or leaving, whatever.
That's right.
It's crazy, right? And to me, that's another subliminal message coming.
That's right. And I think all these movies, these current movies in the past few years, they've all been catered towards conspiracies. You know what I mean?
Big
Like
time.
you take the Pelican brief or whatever, Pelican brief.
Oh,
Pelican
yeah,
brief.
yeah.
With what's his name? Oh my God, I just forgot his name.
It's okay.
Mad Max guy from Australia.
Oh crap!
Oh my
I forgot
God.
his name now too.
Oh my God, what's his name? But anyway,
him.
if you guys can help us out, what's his name?
By the time you help us, we'll have it.
Yeah, it was once I find his name, we're gonna laugh, man, and we just wasted like.
Okay, anyway.
But anyway, yeah, the point is that, you know, since those movies came out, we found another movie too, like Mel Gibson. That's what we found another movie. You sent me a meme of this other movie, Dinner with Jerry or Dinner with Larry. About a realist and a conspiracy guy, and they're having these conversations, and that goes back in 1981. 81, bro. Yeah. So more than ever now, they're making all these movies that are based on conspiracies, like the Earth, the moon being this machine. But
are they really conspiracies, or are they showing what
they could be
a warning of what's going to happen?
Exactly. Yeah. And going back to the movie.
I mean, you got to look at The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Everything they portray in The Simpsons have come.
A lot of it has come through. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like they're connected. They're connected.
It's weird, man. You know.
Yeah. Or could it be that they know that they have enough audiences that they've seen that now they actually manifested into reality. Like for example, Trump, the administration, they knew that there was a scene of him going down the escalators. So they said, "Hey, let's get Trump to go down the escalators, just like in the scene of the Simpsons." To keep feeding that conspiracy side, you know.
Could be
because it's all about money. You know what I mean? And they want to make the show more popular. They want to make sure that the Simpsons is one of the biggest running shows.
But how did they know about 911?
That's a good one. We'll touch on that. Okay, so let's get back to the movie, because we only got about less than 10 minutes left.
Okay, cool.
Maybe less. Climate change, right? Yeah. So basically, Leonardo DiCaprio plays a climate scientist, and as we know, Leonardo DiCaprio is the ambassador, or what is it, the peacekeeping ambassadors, or the messenger of peace at the UN.
Of the UN,
and
which is so nuts, man.
Yeah, and he attended the climate summit of 2014. Yeah, and he addressed the nation, bro. He addressed the world. Actually, the world. Saying that, you know, we are in big time danger of this climate change scenario that we're caught in. And he mentioned that one of the top generals in the army, because they're saying that everybody's worried about it. And so we should take it serious just based on that. You know, obviously in our lifetime, we're not going to see the world being destroyed by climate. Climate to me, in my opinion,
changes though.
That's right.
Okay, it doesn't matter if you believe in climate change or not. Climate has always changed. We've always gotten snow. We've always gotten frozen seasons, like with ice and with
Ice Age and all that.
Yeah.
And you know, what are we afraid of? Are we afraid of destroying the earth or destroying ourselves? Right? That's the question right there.
Yeah.
My opinion is that we'll never destroy the planet.
We'll never.
There's no way. The planet will destroy us.
And they say it's overpopulated, and it's not overpopulated.
It's not overpopulated.
You know, it's just a bunch of corporations, like I say, coming together and like, let's have control more. And this is the problem, everybody out there. You know why these corporations are the way they are and why they're so powerful and have so much money? Because of us. All 100%, of us. Because 100%. We're consumerism.
Yeah, that's right.
We consume, we buy. You want to buy the next cell phone out in 2 months, you go buy it, right? Yeah. Why? Because it's the newest thing.
And you're still paying for the previous one.
Exactly.
and the thing about overpopulation, the planet has enough land for us to migrate anywhere we want.
Look at Canada.
And there's a lot of habitable places where we can actually migrate to and make a living. There's so many people moving out to like the interior right now. Exactly. Here in Canada, they're moving out to live the farm life. Yeah. Because if you understand the concept of what they're doing to us, it's just like the fire to the moth, you know, or the moth to the fire. Sorry. Basically, we all gravitate to a cosmopolitan city. We all gravitate to Vancouver because Vancouver is the most desirable city in the world. So then it feels like we're overpopulated.
But what if you lived here all your life?
You feel like you're being invaded.
Exactly.
Because and then you actually be like, this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, because
all the highways, all the cars.
I've been here all my life, and since now, and from back then, I have never seen so much development.
Oh yeah.
And before, I was able to look outside the house, and over into North Vancouver. Barely do that now because there's high rises here and there coming up, and it feels like you're being kind of attacked.
Overpopulated.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the other subliminal messages in the movie, that at the end of the day, there will be survivors. Even if a meteor hits Earth, there will be survivors. The life will strive.
The elite.
Life will go forward.
The elite.
In the movie, look who's left.
The elite.
Jonah, the character played by Jonah, he's left. The most materialistic asshole is left on planet Earth to rebuild Earth. You know what I mean? And it's so funny because he calls out his mother.
Yeah.
It's like, Mom. But my point is that we will survive a catastrophic event. If we are smart enough, and there will be people going into bunkers. There might be people leaving to another planet.
They already have built bunkers and old missile asylums and stuff like that.
There's underground cities, and throughout history, we have all these underground cities that they have found. They found caves that are like that look like major cities where it could have hosted 60,000 to 100,000 people.
Easily.
Pacodonia, whatever that place is. In places in Turkey, please.
In Turkey,
There's all the underground caves. The Mayans have all this underground. Like even now in Switzerland, I don't know, somewhere in Eastern Europe, they're building underground cities, man.
Yep. And also in India, man, I've seen a couple of videos where they have these underground cities from a long time ago, man, and they said that, conspiracy wise or not, this is what the so-called scientists say or whatever. They said that there were some type of species, not humans, that went out, grabbed the humans that were left before the catastrophe happened, and brought them down underground. And now apparently they live with them underground somewhere.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
Right.
And a lot of these cities, they show all these, and I know we're going off topic, but they show a lot of defensive mechanisms or walls that they created underground to defend themselves from some type of species that was threatening them.
I saw that stuff
and
too.
To me, at one point, I thought, were they? And you always see in the hieroglyphs, you see like all these like animals and beasts. Were they protecting themselves from some species that lived here in this planet that actually got overpopulated or that just grew exponentially, like the wildebeest, for example, that are like millions of wildebeest, and these animals just grew out of control, like wild lions, bro, that started killing humans, So the humans had to go underground. Maybe dinosaurs, bro. For all we know, that were killing.
What they were.
But they were
something.
Because they show how they defended themselves from it. You know what I mean? And it was a battle between humans and these creatures. Yeah. But anyway, we went off topic.
Whoa,
and
we went totally off topic.
There's so many things that we can talk, and then we'll talk about the underworld cities in another episode, because there's so much he's got, I got, and there's people that are training right now, military that are training underground because they expect that there's going to be an underground battle somewhere. But anyway, so it's in the movie. At the end of the day, it didn't touch so much on the next ice age or blah 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 blah. It was all about this planet killer. But do we take this serious? Do we take climate change serious? Do we take a meteor attack serious?
Okay, what if they're making that meteor actually the virus? Because they call it a planet killer.
Well, that's the mirror.
You know what I'm saying?
They said it was a meteor, but you can translate it in the subliminal
Into the
messages behind it.
virus.
It's the virus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Subliminally getting people to think, oh, well, you know, what if they're talking about the virus and this is what we should listen to the scientists and this and that. When science is all about trying to find a solution to a problem, but at the same time, it's about testing to get results.
That's right.
Right? And to find out, you know, does it actually work? You know, the solution.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like this meteorite, if it were to strike Earth, right, a lot of things would become threatened, like production of food, obviously humans, repopulating the Earth with who is going to repopulate, rebuilding, right? So all these things come under our threat, like our way of living.
Well, and it's just like now though with the virus.
Who's going to deliver my fucking Amazon package?
Hold on.
Who's going to deliver my mail?
Look at the Pope just the other day. The Pope came on and said, listen, I want couples to get back together. I want them to create babies. Yeah. Because we are at the point right now where there's no one really making babies and the population's going down. I'm like, okay, well, the population's going down, but yet Bill Gates, this person, that other person, everyone's talking about depopulating the planet. Right? Yeah. And now all of a sudden the Pope comes on to deflect, to misdirect everything, to say, hey, have kids more. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and it's always going to go back and forth, bro. It's always going to be going back and forth. Don't make babies. Make babies. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Humans are the ones that are going to destroy the Earth. No, humans can actually save the Earth. And that's the thing. Leonardo DiCaprio comes out and says, listen, we can make history here. We can change the world. We can save the world. Yeah. You know, instead of making stupid decisions. Yeah. But talking about Italy, the Pope, you know, Italy has, it's really one of the oldest countries in the world. And they have...
With the most elder population.
And they have the most elderly people living there. And so there's and also what I've heard about Italy is that a lot of the cities or municipalities or I would say provinces are all really close together because they've grown so much. You know what I mean?
And they're overpopulated.
And they're overpopulated. Yeah. And it's one country that really needs to focus on their I guess their birth rate. How many kids are they going to have a year?
But that's like India too. They got billions right now.
Billions. You know Canada had about 39,000 newborns during the pandemic. Yeah. You know, that's like 1% of our population.
That's like nothing. Everyone's getting puppy dogs. They don't want to have kids anymore because they don't want to bring kids into this world right now because it's so indecisive of what's going to happen.
Right. Okay, well, let's finish up with the ending of the movie. What do you think about the Bronte rocks? The Bronte rock
that ate her head? That killed the president?
Bro, first of all, the name, I love it. Bronte rock.
And you thought it was
Omicron. It sounds like Omicron.
To me, it didn't sound like Omicron. It's a
made-up name that sounds like a super villain.
Yeah.
Or an animal.
True. But I loved it because it's basically showing that the elite were able to get away, leave us alone, you know, and who cares about us? But even leaves her son away behind, which is so oh my god, you know. And when they get there, they're all butt naked, and they're gonna start a brand new scenario in life, and they're all happy, and then they get
kind of was subliminal messages or a little window of what Eden probably looked like.
Yeah.
Paradise.
Yeah, exactly right. And then you set foot down, and then what happens? You're all going to get eaten alive. All of you, because you're surrounded.
Yeah, they are.
Like, be quiet. Yeah. But I'm sure some ran back up in.
Survive.
And
I'm sure there had to be weapons inside their ships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not just using...
And then history repeats itself again. Humans fighting off an evil creature.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I mean, there's anything else you want to touch on that point? What do you think? Out of 10, what do you think?
That movie? 8.5.
Yeah, I would have given it like an 8.5. I'll go with a 9 because I really enjoyed it.
I liked it for the entertainment aspect of it, but I love the subliminal messaging and the ideology and all that shit.
I love the ending where the meteorite hits and they're all having dinner.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
That
How
was
they
awesome.
slowed everything down.
And they were all calm and they're like
yeah,
accepting their death.
And they all came together as a family because they
family.
all were in it together. And there's another subliminal mention. We're all in this together.
Yeah, brother.
And then when you all come together as a family, we're all in this together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of, to me, it's very significant to what's going on now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, people, be safe and don't worry about any meteor hitting
And there was
Earth
only
anytime
one
soon.
movie we talked about.
And that's it. That we're focused on that. But we could talk about other movies on another segment.
Yeah, because in the beginning we said we're going to talk about movies.
Well, this is the movie segment, but this is one movie that we talk about.
I got
Talk
you.
about one movie at a time. All right. Well, peace. Thank you for watching. And this is the mind behind the curtain, people.
Unedited, you know that.
It's the mind behind the curtain.
Oh, did I just put on my middle finger?
Alex and Jose.
What up, y'all?
How y'all doing? Get ready, because we're gonna talk about the yin and the yang.
The bad